Hey guys, Dan here from Range of Motion. I want to jump on quickly today and talk about the key numbers that you should be tracking in your business. These are your key performance indicators. So I want to talk you through the 7 key numbers that I track in my business, Range of Motion, and also how to track them, why these numbers are so important. I'm going to be going live, guys, like this every Friday, just with some of the topics that I most commonly work on my business mentoring clients with. This is also a little bit of a sneak peek as to some of the content and modules that we'll be covering in this year's 2020 Perth Fitness Industry Summit, the Fitness Business Summit. So why should we be tracking KPIs in your business? Well, the first reason is that you need to be able to spot trends. So if you're tracking numbers on a month-by-month basis, what you'll start to see is these patterns will begin to emerge, patterns that you may not be aware of if you weren't tracking these numbers. So maybe there's a downward trend in a certain metric, maybe there's an upward trend in a certain metric. And what often happens is this trend will start to emerge for a couple of months prior to it actually starting to negatively or positively impact your bottom line. So it's a really good idea to be able to track these numbers so you can predict what is going to happen and so you can start to counter that. And in terms of these patterns, the second big benefit is you will start to notice a pattern between what you do, the actions in your business that you're undertaking, the time that you're undertaking, the time, effort, and the resources that you're putting into your business and what these numbers are. So you realize you're spending maybe a little bit more time on live social media videos and you start to get an upward trend in something. You find that you are spending more time focusing on things that aren't business related, maybe on your own health or exercise, and you can see how that is starting to impact the business. So it allows you to have a link between the actions and then the outcomes of those actions. And finally, the third biggest benefit is it allows you to identify both the bright spots in your business and the opportunities in your business. So these are not strengths and weaknesses, but the bright spots are things that you're doing well, your numbers are looking good, and some of these opportunities are things that perhaps are a weakness for your business, areas that you need to spend more time on. So this can give you some good feedback as to, yes, I need to do more of this because this is working, or this is something I need to spend more time on because it's currently a weakness or a bit of an opportunity in your business. So let's talk about these 7 key numbers. Now, how do I track these? I just use a Google Sheet. I do this on the 15th of every month. So there's a little bit of time for all the data to flow in from that previous month. These numbers give you basically a check of the pulse of what the health is like in your business at any one time. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to run you through some of our KPIs. We do a whole bunch more, and again, we'll be covering this in a lot more detail in the Fitness Business Summit in October. But I just want to run through some of these numbers that we look at and things that I think you need to be tracking. As soon as we started tracking our KPIs, there was a huge change in the business, both my awareness of the business and the success or failures within that business. But as soon as you know those numbers, you can really start to set some targets to improve them. So the first thing I track is new leads. We used to track how many people actually became clients, how many current active clients we had as our key KPI. But what I've found, because we have now such good systems and automation in place, if we can track the new leads, I know exactly what percentage of each of these new leads is going to go through sort of macro client over 36 months. So that's where I track that client journey, and I know what the drop-offs are like at the different points in that journey. So tracking the new leads is the first one. If you've got new leads coming in and you're servicing them well, you're guaranteed that they're going to come out the pipe at the other end. The second is new paying clients, which is a good measure of how we convert people. So the number of new paying clients that we had that we didn't have the previous month. The next number we look at is client departures, and you'll see in a moment how all these numbers we can then use Formulate to work out some actually more valuable numbers than just the raw data. So the client departures, this is how many people have left. Now, incidentally, we also track in a separate spreadsheet through the life cycle of that 36 months that I mentioned before. We can start to come up with the stats and tabulate how many people drop off at each level of this client journey every month for 36 months. And if you're interested in that, guys, that would probably make a good extra video. So I may do a video on that perhaps next week. If you can just comment below if you would be interested in knowing how we track that 36-month process and what the actual steps are that we have during that process. So we track the client departures. Again, as part of that second spreadsheet, we identify what stage of their life cycle they have left and the reason for departure. Now, it can give us some clues as to this is the time in their life with our business that we need to be giving them some more value and care, because that's where we have a lot of people drop off, or some more information, education, etc. The next thing we track is active clients. So these are people who are currently paying clients in the business. This is a really good long-term trend line that you can look at to say that, okay, 12 months ago we had 140 active clients doing personal coaching sessions. Now we have 180 active clients doing personal coaching sessions. Very good health check as to the overall success of the business in terms of the people who are working with you currently. The fifth number we look at is the net increase or decrease in client numbers. So again, if we had 150 clients last month, we have 155 clients this month, we know there is a +5. So there's a 5-person increase there. Again, not so much a long-term trend that we're looking at there, but on a month-by-month basis, we get some really good feedback as to the health of the growing or scaling of the business. The last two numbers are very closely related. The first is retention of existing clients. So this is really important. What this is basically looking at is not how many new clients come on board, but how many clients we had last month. Let's say that's 100. How many clients we have this month who were existing clients. So they were clients the previous month as well. So this number can't go up. It can only go up by new clients coming into the business, which is a KPI we've already looked at. This is basically saying we had 100 clients this month, last month. We have, of those 100, 99 remaining. It means we've had a drop off of one person. So in a perfect world, 100 last month, 100 this month, and then it's topped up by the new clients coming in. This is a great measure of how well you're caring for your clients and the value that they are perceiving from the service that you are giving to them. So the final number there, which goes hand in hand with the retention, is the attrition. So your retention is how many you keep, your attrition is how many you lose. So you may have a retention rate, we try and sit ours above 98%. That being, if we have 100 people last month, we want there to be at least 98 of those 100 in the following month, which would mean the attrition rate is about 2%. That is how many people you are losing. So guys, those are your 7 key numbers: new leads, new paying clients, client departures, active clients, net increase or decrease in client numbers, and then your attrition and your retention rates. Now, there are a bunch of other things we look at that I'm not going to talk about here, but these are things like total service-based revenue, total revenue from products if you're selling products. Obviously, you need to know your revenue and your profit. You can build into this if you want expenditures as well. We look at a lot of the things that we would look at in a profit and loss statement. We use Xero to do that. So a lot of those P&L numbers we can also incorporate in this, because remember, in the end, from a financial point of view, profit is all that matters. These are just things to tell you about the health of your business on the road to that profit. So guys, if you're interested in this, I'll actually post a link below with some more details and a bit of a text rundown of all of these key metrics that we look at, so you guys can have a look in more detail. Again, the 2020 Fitness Business Summit, which tickets are now available for, I'll post a link to that as well below. But in that, we'll be providing you with all the spreadsheets and stuff, which you can then just plug your own numbers into. So we'll be spending about an hour and a half working on these KPIs specifically for your business, teaching you how to manage them in the future. Guys, I cannot emphasize enough, if you can track the numbers in your business, you can know where those numbers are going, you can spot trends, you can find a relationship between what you do and what actually happens with your business, and you can find those opportunities of things that you need to work better at, and you can find those bright spots of things you're currently doing really well, so you can double down on them. Any questions on this, guys, please comment and post below. Again, I will post some more info on the KPIs and also the link to the 2020 Perth Fitness Business Summit. There are early bird tickets on sale at the moment for that, guys, so be quick to jump on those. All right, any questions, let me know. I'll see you next time.